I just realized I was talking to mute the whole time. Sorry about that, everyone. So yeah, right now I'm going through Jay's team. Looking at what he has because I need him to win. So the only real opportunity he has is goalies there. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, Juice versus Seattle. I mean, if he starts, yeah, give me that. Linger versus Vancouver. No. Joey DeCord, again, they could split that start. Who knows what they're doing? But Nashville is kind of in fuego right now. So yeah, I feel like he's made the right choices there. Slightly more interesting. Let me just go over to my team. So I have on my bench, well, I could free up a spot to play Lehkonen. At Edmonton, yeesh. But who do I have? I got McCann, I got Dry, gotta play the stud. Barzal against Ottawa, yeah. Turbo versus Toronto, that's where I'm kind of torn. I could drop him. You're all good, TJ. Yeah, Turbo versus Toronto. I mean, line one, power play two. Yeah, I kind of feel like Toronto could let in some goals there. Yeah, I feel like I'm making the right choice there. But goalies, I'm carrying both New Jersey goalies right now. That could free up a spot for me because I'd rather just hang on to Kakkonen than Jake Allen or hang on to both. So I'm assuming they might start Jake Allen, especially since he seemed pretty hot once he shook off the rust last time. And then Freddie versus Toronto, again, he could start, not start. Seems like they're running a tandem. But subjectively, I'm confident in that. So let me take a look at my other league. Ooh. So I do have some room here. I actually have Lehkonen on the bench in this one. And then right now I'm benching Sanderson and Tarasenko. Islanders, I feel like they're comparatively, I feel like that's probably the poorest matchup, even though it seems like Sanderson is getting power play 1 at the moment. Tarasenko, I just, compared to who else I have, I mean, maybe slot him in for Batherson. You know what? Let me do that. I'm going to do that. We'll slot Tarasenko in for Batherson. Rest of these guys, I feel like Timo Meier's been on a little bit of a roll lately. Ovi, stud-ish, so you got to play him. Roslovic, I think he had a goal and assist in not the most recent game, but the game before. I like that line 1 deployment in New York, so I keep him there. Dylan Strome. I really don't have much else in the way of centers here. I could slot in, so I kind of have to play him unless I make a drop. Yeah, about the only thing I could do is stream a goalie there. Let me check on the Discord now, see if we have anything in there. We don't have anything in there. No taxi squad hotline. Let's check out the competition. Sit start. Oh, here we go. This is one I can answer. Let me share the screen here. So this guy, Butke, is asking start Caulfield versus Carolina or Calgary, blah, or Fiala versus Dallas. Oof. And yeah, this is exactly why I was hoping we'd have a much more, or assumed we'd have a larger turnout today. Need a good night to move on to the next round of playoffs. So do you and a lot of people, Butke. Dang, like both those goalies are capable of standing on their head. Ottinger, although he's been, I think he got lit up last game versus if Markstrom. Well, they could. No, I think Markstrom is Markstrom still day to day? Let me check. Yeah, Markstrom's still day to day, unless they announce that he's playing. So they'll either start Vladar or Wolf. If they do, I can see Calgary letting in a few. Has Caulfield done anything lately, though? Because I know Slavkovsky's cooled off a lot. Caulfield's got 2 assists in his last 4 games. Really hasn't scored in. God, he hasn't scored since February 15th. Only because recency bias. I think we should go Fiala here. And then what do we got? Do we have anything in add drop? We could go over. Okay, Shiver Me Timbers, our pirate friend here. Options 4, points league, drop 1. Got playoffs weeks 23 to 25. Mo Sider, Jake Sanderson, Brock Faber, Rasmus Anderson. This is easy for me. I've already made that move. Calgary has a terrible schedule for 23 to 25. Rasmus Anderson. Yeah, and shoot, let me go back and break that down a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, Sider, Detroit's tough right now, but Sider's still going to get you those peripherals there. Sanderson, power play 1. Ottawa been scoring decently lately. I still don't trust them for anything consistent. But Brock Faber, it would be between Brock Faber and Rasmus Anderson for me. I know Faber's getting that power play deployment. I know Minnesota and Calgary both have kind of weak schedules for 23 to 25, but still Anderson for me. He's just not getting power play 1 time there in Calgary. It looks like they're going to Uyghur. I've heard even Miramanov, that acquisition there at the trade deadline, has been seeing power play 1 time. Hey, and Kyle, awesome. Start bench the 5. Oh, yeah, let me grab Kyle's question here. Would you change this lineup? 37-point lead, so not too worried. Need to steal this win. 12-team head-to-head. All right, so who do we got on the bench? Got okay. Vegas doesn't play today, so we got Seth Jarvis, Oshie, and Sam Bennett, who is back. So you'd have to drop someone to play Bennett. Honestly, I keep Sam Bennett in IR there because again, Tampa, Florida games are, like I said, notoriously like 2-1 or 6-4 or 6-5. Who do we got? Right wing center. You got to play McDavid. He's a stud. Boone Jenner against San Jose. I like that matchup. Sludge match. And Jenner is going to get you. I think you said you have shots, hits, blocks. Yeah. You got to play Jenner. Alex Tuck. Yeah. If there's any move I would make in there, Kyle, I would probably put Jarvis in for Tuck. I think Tuck's just been bad. And like, I have a league where he's sitting on the wire and I would love, and I had the bye, so I could pick him up for week 24 and get those off nights. But for right now, I mean, he was really okay. So he has 1 goal going back to March 2nd, and then 2 goals going back to 29th. Yeah, although what's Jarvis done recently? I think I'd have to look at his deployment. I think he's been, Jarvis has 3 points in 3 games. I think, what's he playing on right now? I think he's been bumped with Gensel and Kuznetsov coming in. Yeah, Jarvis is on the 3rd line with Stahl and Martinook now. Is he getting power play 1 time? He's still getting power play 1, which is the Aho, Svech, Kuznetsov unit. Tuck, is Tuck getting power play 1? I assume he is. After Middlestott, that creates a hole. Yeah, Tuck's getting power play 1. I mean, on paper, Tuck's getting better deployment. I just don't know. Tuck. Detroit's been, and I think Reimer's supposed to start today. Detroit's been in free fall ever since Larkin went out. So that is tough. I'd say it's between Jarvis or Tuck, but I'm leaning Jarvis just because I feel like that team as a whole is just, well, what's the time and ice difference here? 18. He still got 18 minutes last game, where I think he was still playing line 3. 14. So that would have been Thursday's game. Yeah, I think I want to give it to Jarvis. Jarvis over Tuck. Watch me be very wrong. But no, I definitely would keep Sam Bennett in IR. Give me Jarvis over Tuck. Have anyone in the chat waiting for me? Leaning Tuck only because of Detroit every time. Yeah. And that's why, like, I just, I mean, Tuck line 1, power play 1, but he has it. Like I said, I think it was him that hadn't scored since like last month, which sucks because that's really what you rely on him for, is goal scoring. But hang on to Tuck. Like, if you make playoffs, well, if you're playing week 24, you absolutely need Buffalo for those off nights. Let's see if we have anyone in ad drop here. There we go. Kuznetsov or Zacha rest of season. Oof. Is Zacha on line 1? I know they're interchangeable between Zacha and Coyle. Yeah, it looks like Zacha and Coyle are line or power play 1 right now. Zacha's line 2 with JVR and Pasta. If Kuznetsov holds that line 2 in Carolina, I got to go with that. I'm excited for his redemption arc. I hope he gets that. Drop Werenski for Seth Jones. I'm not sure. Let me see assuming a week's 23 to 24 playoffs. Let me see, because I know Chicago has one of the lesser schedules for weeks 23 to 24 playoffs. All right, so Columbus has 10 games on 2 off nights. And then Chicago has 9 with 1 off night. But I mean, they're both defensemen, are easier to slot in on those busy nights, I'd say. Seth Jones is just going to eat freaking minutes, eat power play 1 minutes. Werenski, same deal, eat minutes, eat power play minutes. For the extra game in playoffs, and because, well, hold on, let's see what Werenski's doing in bangers department, because that's really where the difference is going to be. Both teams are kind of sludgy right now. Chicago just got shut out last night. Werenski's not hitting a lot, but he's definitely shooting, definitely giving you a couple blocks. Where Seth Jones has lower shot rate. He's also not really hitting, giving you about the same amount of blocks. And Seth Jones had 4 assists in Arizona, so you can consider that an outlier. It's a pretty horizontal pickup. Let's see what Columbus's schedule down the stretch is. So we have at Detroit, at Colorado, at Vegas. Oh, I already don't like that. At Arizona, at Pittsburgh, Colorado, Islanders, Philly. Yeah, they're playing against some teams. I don't like Columbus's schedule. What Chicago got at LA, at Anaheim, okay. At San Jose, okay. Calgary, That could go either way. Ottawa, still not great. Philly, Islanders, Dallas, Minnesota. I like Chicago's schedule a little bit more down the stretch, even though they have one less game. I think, yes, we should drop Werenski for Seth Jones here. And then, I answered that one earlier. And then do I have anything? And Taxi Squad Hotline, no. Stir bench. Is there anything on the other side? We don't. Awesome. So we'll stop sharing there. And what do we have? Let's go back to my team. Look at that. Or you can check out my wife's team in the same league. All right, so what we okay, so just wow, quite a few open slots. So we got on the bench we got Verhaeghe versus Tampa. Okay, Eberle versus Nashville. That makes sense. Bo Horvat, namesake of her team, against Ottawa. But we got Jenner, got Byfield, Trevor Moore. Honestly, yeah, I would stick with that. Trevor Moore is rolling right now, I think. Okay, so 1 goal, 1 assist in his last 3 games. Not looking too bad before that. Yeah, if I was going to move anything, I would try. Well, no, there's no way. Okay, so maybe bench Trevor Moore, slot Byfield in there, put Bo Horvat, because we have face-offs in this league, so Bo Horvat's going to get you points just for that alone. And Cam Talbot played last night. Samsonov is confirmed. I don't know how I feel about slotting. Yeah, that could be a tough game for Toronto there against Carolina. But since Samsonov's getting the start, and this league is pretty lenient on goals against, so I'd say maybe slot Samsonov against Carolina, because we know Talbot's not playing. Talbot last night got that shutout for me. Much appreciated, sir. That's it, man. Unless something, let me check one more time in Discord there. So, no, nothing in Taxi Squad. Okay. So Von Zuli here. I've set my lines for today. Anyone have any suggestions or remarks? Plus minus, really? Goals, assists, power play points, special teams goals, game-winning goal, shots on goal, hits, blocks. So he's got on his bench Verhaeghe, Vander Kane, Byfield, and Lehkonen and IR, so he'd have to drop someone to activate him. Nathan McKinnon, have to play him. Vinny Tro, 100% since he has, I think he had hits and blocks. Yes, 100%. Forsberg, Hyman, 100%. Nylander, that's where I think maybe, because Carolina loves to suppress shots. I don't know. That's another game I could see going 6-5 or 2-1. I think he's got it though. I really wouldn't change anything there. I mean, Evander Kane will get you hits and stuff, but I think he's still playing third line, which is gross. Part of why I kind of moved away from him at one trade deadline. And that was to get me Ovi. Left wing lock. That's right. Yeah, let's double check that Kane deployment. And we know he's not getting power play 1, which, yeah, Nylander will. Well, yeah, Nylander will. You're not going to move out Zach Hyman. He's that goal scorer. It looks like they heavily favor goals. Yeah, Kane's on left wing, third line with Henrique. Gross. I mean, I know he'll get some blocks, but I think he's got it. Start one today from Nick. Got goals, assists, shots, hits, shots and hits. I'm assuming that is blocks are 1 point. Power play points, game winning goals. That's a nice little luck scoring there. Byfield versus Dallas, Besser versus Washington, Matchbox, Rob Thomas versus, wait, I'm confused on that one because I thought he was talking Rob Thomas versus St. Louis. Who does St. Louis play today? Because that can't be right. Unless he STL, he means, no, he can't mean Seattle. It's Seattle, Washington. Who does St. Louis play today? They play mini. I'm assuming that's what he means. But yeah, I think the majority has it. I would absolutely play Besser versus Washington. Maybe a close second, Sharon Govich versus Montreal. There we go. Okay, so he did mean versus Minnesota. And then his opponent's roster, 12-team Cats League, needs everything. Start 2. Yeah, I mean, is Pinto still getting line 1? That was the last I checked, but I couldn't justify holding on to Shane Pinto anymore. He just really wasn't doing anything, and I wanted to make sure I had Dylan Strome for playoffs. Yeah, I agree. Pinto. I mean, Lehkonen's not a big hitter or blocker. Mostly going to get you points, maybe some shots. Laugh. Maybe some stumble backwards into some points. Doesn't do much else. So yeah, Pinto, easy peasy. Let's see above. Heading Terry hasn't been great. Yeah, dude. Okay. Shiver Me Denver's is typing. Okay. Yeah, I really thought Troy Terry was gonna be better, but I know they've been plagued with injuries. Henrique's out of there now, so they're really reeling from a guy who could actually break into the opponent's zone. Can only fit Terry in 2 to 3 games in weeks 23. Is he a drop? Possibly looking to add Cousins or Lehkonen. Yeah, shiver me timbers. Give me Cousins. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yep. I completely agree. Especially since the Buffalo moved Middlestad out. Dude, Cousins, uncontested line 2. Probably uncontested line 1 or power play 1. I don't see them moving Cousins off of that power play. They just don't really have. Well, is it? Let me make sure he's still power play 1. Yeah, it's Thompson's, Cousins, Tuck, Byram, and Dahlin. Yeah, absolutely. Grab Cousins. I think their schedule wasn't too bad. I think that was a team I was looking at, them in Seattle for next week. I mean, yeah, Monday versus Seattle, that's manageable. It's not too tough. But Vancouver, I don't know though. It depends on which version of team defense they play in front of DeSmith. I know he can be decent, serviceable, but it doesn't. I mean, the way Colorado just punched him in was rough. Edmonton, I mean, I don't like that one, but Calgary on Sunday, yeah, I would much rather take Buffalo's schedule than Washington's. So yes, Cousins, 100%. Let me. Oh shoot, can we? Where is it? There it is. Oh, you won't let me do it. I was gonna put the Buffalo reaction. So yeah, shiver me timbers. Boom. Go Cousins. From Sony. Oh, again. Love PlayStation. Hi guys. Can we trust Zach Benson, Anthony Duclair, or Seth Jones for next week? Honestly, Anthony Duclair, I say yes. So far in the 2 games he's played with Tampa, he has 3 points, 2 goals and an assist. He is getting that top 6 ice time, which I kind of thought he would. I figured he'd stay line 2 though, but it seems like they did run Duclair point Kucherov for a minute. And if you're playing Kucherov, hell yeah. It just sucks he's left wing only. I know in the past he's had both. Zach Benson, what line is he even on? I think he's probably line 2. Line 2 or line 3. He's not getting power play 1 time. So okay, so he's on the line with Cousins and Greenway. Has he even done anything lately? You know what? Oh, okay. Wow. But okay. So 3 of his points were against Detroit. I don't know if we can count on that for consistency. But 2 goals against the Islanders, who notorious. Well, shoot, I wonder if Varlamov. No. Did Sorokin play in that game, or did Varlamov? Yeah, wow. Sorokin got punched in against Buffalo. I don't know if I would trust Benson for consistency. Duclair, as long as he holds that deployment, I would say of the 3, I would make him first priority. Seth Jones, if you got room for a defenseman, yeah, like I was saying earlier, he's just uncontested. He's going to chug those minutes. If you need a defenseman, him. But I would go Duclair over Benson because I think, don't they play same position? Are they both left wing? Yes, they're both left wing. I know Benson or Buffalo has that one off night on Monday, but yeah, give me Duclair. Because Tampa's got 4 games: Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, as long as he holds that top 6. Many thanks. Yeah, Cousins for sure. So we have nothing in there. Taxi Squad hotline. There we go. See, before, is Trouba worth the hold on IR from M Payne? Oh man. Let me see what New York's schedule is. How long is it? I don't even know how long he's going to be out. I know he was out. Out at least 2 weeks as of the 8th. So 15th, 22nd. We're looking at him coming back the end of next week. So we'd be able to get him for week 24. What does New York's schedule look like? So you'd have him for maybe Coyotes on Saturday, which is, you'd want him in that one. Sorry, guys. This is where it's nice to have someone else with me. So we can't. So it won't be back till at least second. Oh, okay. So not against Arizona, against Florida on the 23rd. That's a game where he has absolutely a lot of opportunity to hit and block. Against Philly, Colorado, another game where you get a bunch of hits and blocks. At Arizona, at Pittsburgh, Jersey, Detroit, Montreal. I mean, I guess it depends on who's on the wire, but typically you have Trouba for his hits and blocks. I really don't think you're going to find another source of that somewhere on the wire, especially at this point in the season. But as with anything holding someone in IR, if you're hurting and there's someone you absolutely need to hang on to that's more of a short-term injury, I mean, Trouba might be a drop. I mean, depending again on who you would need to make room for an IR. But honestly, if you're weeks 23, 25, he's back late week 23. Yeah, he could still, if you go deep, he could absolutely be serviceable coming back. Looks like we got something coming in from Prangley. Come on, type faster. While he's still typing, let's see if there's anything in Bulls and Genos. Nope. No live questions. Come on. There we go. 2 pickups left for this week. Early goalie streams for next week. Well, let's take a look at who's got back-to-backs. I'd say honestly, if Casey DeSmith is available, again, probably the guy to pick up. I mean, if you trust Washington to beat Calgary, probably Lindgren or Kemper. Well, I don't know about Kemper. Lindgren's been the better goalie. I would go with him if he gets the start against Calgary. Seattle. Well, I think both. No, I think Grubauer is still out there. If Grubauer gets the start against Buffalo, I'd grab him. Okay, here we go. LA. Dave Riddick should either. I mean, I honestly at this point he's been pretty solid as a 1B option for them. I would take Riddick for either Chicago or Minnesota. Fleury's been kind of on a roll. They're giving him consistent starts. I would take him for the Ducks, maybe not so much against LA. I hear they got good tacos in LA. I don't know about Comrie. It's been a minute since he started. Buffalo's been playing pretty well lately. Maybe if Comrie gets the start against Seattle, but I would not take Comrie against Vancouver. Pringley's typing. But while Pringley's typing, got a question from Matt here. It is his finals. Points league with some bangers. Got a dilemma on who to start between these guys. Got to start 2 out of these 3. Svetch versus Toronto. DeBrincat versus Buffalo. Byfield versus Dallas. Timmy Stu versus New York Islanders. You got to trust Svetch's deployment. He's one of your studs. You always start your studs. DeBrincat, Detroit's a mess right now. I hate to delight in that, like in any team, like just nosediving, but yeah, Detroit is no bueno right now. Especially because I think Buffalo's starting UPL again, and he's been just nuts lately. So he's out for me. Byfield versus Dallas. Yeah, he's got that deployment, line 1, power play 1. Even though they did play last night. Stu versus Islander. Stu's been weird this season. Let's see what he's done lately. Okay. So 4 points, 4 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. Who are they playing though? Columbus, Pittsburgh, San Jose, LA. I think Barley's supposed to get the start today. Very serviceable backup. For me, it's Svetch and Byfield. I would go those 2 over DeBrincat and Stu. Hope that answers your question. And then, sad Red Wings fan right now. No, you know what? Like with how storied that team is, and like I got tricked. I watched the Russian 5, which is a documentary on basically the history of that like 90s, 2000s Red Wings team. with Stevie Y and those Russian guys. Uh, nice flick. Anyone who likes the history of hockey, it's absolutely worth watching if you can find it. Yeah, I just it sucks to see any team you have kind of hopes for. They looked like they were making a strong playoff push, and now without Larkin, they just seem lost, which is a bummer because I have Larkin and he's been pretty good for me. So back to Prangley, early goalie streams. So he is running Kochekov, Grubauer, UPL, DeSmith. Like, oh my gosh, 5 goalies, goalie heavy league. Torn on where to go with goalies. Have also been picking up and dropping Riddick. It seems like they're giving Riddick more run, and with Detroit tail spinning, I hate to keep kicking them while they're down. I have dropped Lyon. Craig has dropped Lyon where we've had them. I would honestly drop Lyon and just kind of hold Riddick for the time being. DeSmith, great pickup. UPL, again, great pickup. You'll definitely get one of the starts on him Monday, Tuesday. Grubauer, yep, and Kochekov. Smart hanging on to him. If you held him, I dropped him to activate Freddie, thinking they'd just kind of give Freddie the run since he is healthy. But they still could just, ease Freddie in and then just give him a run. Yeah, I'd say make that change. Drop Lyon, hold Riddick, and go from there. Prangley. Do we have anything in? No, nothing in starter bench. Nothing in add or drop. Let's check out add drop. Nope, nothing in sit start on the other guys. Yeah, so if there's nothing in live chat, I think I may just have to call it here. Again, yeah, always feel free to drop questions in the Discord ahead of time that morning. Those are the first ones we'll go through unless we get live questions. Again, feel free, follow us all on Twitter/X. Feel free to follow this channel on the YouTube as well. This is where we do sit starts Saturdays through the rest of the season. Yeah, you're welcome, Kyle. I should have week 23 preview out either this afternoon or late tonight. I just we didn't record till last night and I just wasn't able to finish it ahead of time. Again, we'll be here. Hopefully you'll be more than me next week. But thanks everyone for tuning in and for your questions, and we'll see you next Saturday.